small towns to big cities and everywhere in between. We're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. I'm Ernie Anastas. I thank you very much for joining us. We're in for another ride through positivity. We're on the road to good things. You know, it's very easy to lose sight of inspiring stories happening every day in the USA. Well, that's our mission, to bring you news and information you can use to feel and live better, because we're all in this together. Let's start the show now with my first guest. Did you get a good night's rest last night? Sleep pretty good? I hope so. But if you had a few problems, well, guess what? Help is now on the way. We're going to meet a real expert in this field. She's with the Harvard Medical School, has done a lot of research on how to deal with sleeping problems. She's also co-authored a book called Sleep for Success. Probably recognize her face from being on the Today Show, Good Morning America, live with Kelly and Ryan. Let's welcome Dr. Rebecca Robbins to our show. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you here.
Hi, Ernie. So good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure, always. Hey, you know what? We're doing this story because it's so important. When we think about positivity, and that's what we're all about, sleep goes hand in hand because it really has an impact on how we feel, doesn't it?
Oh yes, there are mood-enhancing benefits of so many health behaviors, but sleep is a big one, as you point out. And we all know all too well the importance of sleep, because when we wake up and we feel groggy and as though we didn't get enough sleep, mood is really the first thing to feel off.
It's exactly what it is. You know, you wake up and you say, I feel good, I feel rested. It's so natural. Okay, let's talk about this for a while. How many hours do we really need? I mean, a lot of people say, you know, I really don't need. I mean, maybe 6 hours is good for me. Other people say I need 8 or 9. How do we decide what's right for us?
Two of our largest agencies or associations of sleep scientists, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine and the Sleep Research Society, have gotten together, and experts from across the world have reviewed the literature. And what the evidence shows, without a shadow of a doubt, is that the range for adults for optimal health and alertness and well-being is somewhere between 7 and 9 hours. Now, all of us are at a different position along that spectrum. Some people really do well on 7. Some people really do well on 9 and need that night in and night out. Now, sleep duration recommendations vary across the lifespan, but that's the target window for adults that are about age 25 to about age, and above. And older adults do sometimes struggle with sleep. We can talk about that. It doesn't necessarily mean they need less sleep.
Okay, you know, we hear a lot about, you know, turn off your cell phone, don't watch TV, watch out for the lights at night and so forth. But from your research, from what you have found out, what about the bedroom, how you arrange it? How do you make it more conducive to relax? What other things can we do?
That's a great question. And now the first set of behaviors and recommendations that you touched on, those are things that we generally, have control. Are you having caffeine? Are you using screens before bedtime? But one of the easy things I like to say, that a drug in sleep, to address your bedroom, because sometimes it's hard to resist caffeine in the afternoon or that glass of wine after dinner, but it's easier to make sure that your bedroom environment at least is set up to support you and your good night's sleep. So the foundation of our bed, or of our sleep, is really our bed. And so making sure that your mattress and your bed is supportive, it's something that you love. And we have a hypothesis. I mean, most people couldn't tell me when they bought their mattress or where they bought their mattress. It's so interesting to think about it. It's a purchase decision that we draw very little attention to. I mean, we spend more time on shoes that we'll buy. So the mattress, the bed, making sure that it's the best structurally that you can afford. And it's going to support your head, neck, and spinal column, and it's a place that you just want to go into at night, is really the name of the game. In addition to the bed, pillows really matter. They don't last forever. Unfortunately, they kind of lose structural support. So if you find that you're waking with some neck pains, to maybe refresh your pillows about every 2 years. The rest of the bedroom also really matters, making sure you have thick curtains, you ideally have a quiet environment and a cool environment, which can be hard in the summer months.
Probably one of the most important things too, you hear people say, my mind is not quiet when I'm going to bed. I'm thinking about too many things, too much on my mind. Isn't that really one of the big problems too?
Oh, it is. And there are two broad types of sleep difficulties. The first is talking about, Ernie, of a busy mind, difficulty falling asleep. The other problem, not quite as prevalent, is difficulty falling back asleep when you wake up or otherwise experiencing awakenings. Both are very pernicious problems because, of course, we'd much rather spend the time sleeping than tossing and turning. So in the case, of course, with the busy mind, and that's very common, but one of the best strategies is to keep a stack of note cards on your nightstand. And if you find your mind racing, keeping you from sleep, start a practice of writing down on that notepad anything that's flying through your mind. And if it's pick up the dry cleaning, call mom, take the kid to school, it's often the little things that keep us up. So putting them on a on a notepad will hopefully take it out of your mind and leave it in a place where you can act on it.
You're right about that. Rebecca, that's my secret. I always write down whatever it is so I'm ready for the next day, and it's not, in my mind marinating and thinking, and then it keeps me awake. All good information. I hope we all get a good night's rest, okay? Dr. Rebecca Robbins, I thank you so much.
Great to see you.
Time for a quick break, and we're coming right back with one of the most powerful, inspiring women in the country. I know you're going to like this. Stay with us on Positively America when we come right back. And we are back here on Positively America, and as I mentioned before the break, be prepared to be inspired. We're always looking for special guests for our program, and we have found another one. Where do we start? She's an award-winning entrepreneur, international business owner, a radio show host, author, movie producer, speaker, and philanthropist. And with all of that, she is dedicated to helping women achieve and succeed by social networking them with their businesses around the world. Sandra Yancey is joining us right now to the program. And you know what? We have to say big welcome to you, Sandra.
It's wonderful to be with you. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, it's our pleasure, and I have to tell you, you got quite a track record for success. When you hear people say the word success, it obviously means very different things, but how do you define it, Sandra? What does it mean to you?
Really, very simply, for me, success is saying yes when I want to say yes, and no when I want to say no. Keep it real simple.
Well,
Yes.
that works every time. A lot of these things that you're talking about, you've had a lot of success with a lot of people. As a special way that you use your resources to connect women in business. Break that down for us a little bit. Let me hear about that. Tell us.
Well, we identify women all over the world. We have 118 chapters across the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia. And we license our brand to top leaders, business leaders in each respective city. And we have a proprietary process for women coming together and basically sharing contacts, leads, resources, information, opportunities, challenges. What aren't they asking? What should they be asking? What support do they need? Who do they know? And the list goes on. It has a really great ripple effect, and our goal is 1 million women making $1 million.
Whoa, that's amazing, Sandra. So in a nutshell, how do you end up accumulating all of this information? That's a lot of connecting the dots, isn't it?
It is a lot. And what I will tell you is I'm like a 25-year overnight success. I've just been at it and at it and at it. I've got an amazing team. I think that's one of the real important ingredients is no one makes it alone. So I have a graphics team and a technology team and my own studio, for social media, digital marketing team, 3/4 of a floor here in Dallas, Texas. I'm a small town farm girl, no experience in this.
Oh yeah, right. You guys are great with no experience. So you're being far too modest. Okay, this is big stuff. Tell me something. If someone's watching us and says, I want to get in on this, 1 million women making $1 million, terrific. How do they get started?
Well, the first place, obviously, for us is you go to our website, eWomenNetwork.com, and there's all the links and resources of, what we do, how we do it, where you can connect, the individual managing directors, and that kind of thing, Ernie. And that's the place to start. And what I will tell you is we have a core set of values that defines our culture. Not all people are your people, right? Positivity is a choice.
Yes,
and
it is.
We choose every day to be positive and to look for the ways to make dreams come true.
I like that. So tell me now, things have changed. How things are becoming better for women.
Here's the silver lining of the pandemic, and that is 47 million people quit their jobs as of January of last year. 32%, or over 15 million of them, did so specifically to start their own business. They're redefining what success means, right? And so there's never been a better time, I think, as an entrepreneur, particularly if you have products and services that help entrepreneurs become successful, to be in business today. The thing is, you've got to do the things you can't just pop up a shingle and say, I'm open for business and think they'll come. That doesn't work. You have to show up every day and be committed, clear about your message, clear about how you create transformation in people's lives, and then deliver high value.
Okay, so you are very optimistic that the opportunities are out there, right? They're there.
Oh, I'm more than optimistic. I'm sure of it. I mean, in my almost 25 years of running this business, there's never been a better time than there is right now to be an entrepreneur. This is the next wave of millionaires are going to be women business owners.
Wow, this sounds great. So to wrap it up, Sandra, we like to ask our expert guests one question. How do you keep positive? What's your little secret? I think I have an idea. What is it in a nutshell? What makes you live the way that you live?
Well, you know what? I'm really clear. I have my life mission statement. It is embedded into my company vision statement. I'm really clear who I want to work with. Not all people are my people. And that helps me. But ultimately, Ernie, I just want to say, I've had my days where I've given up, but I've also never quit, if that makes sense. There are tough days. And I think the thing is, you got to know that you got to get quiet. There's a lot of shouting that goes on in your head. Your heart has a language your mind doesn't understand. So get quiet, get reconnected with why you are doing what you're doing, and then be open, right, to saying, what am I missing? What is it that I can't see? What's in my blind spot?
Right.
Surround yourself with people to illuminate it. You'll be off into the races in no time.
Oh boy, I love your spirit. Love what you're doing. Congratulations, Sandra. Thanks for being on our show very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Ernie, for having me.
This is my daughter, and we love watching Positively America together.
It's a great show. Thanks, Ernie.
Thank you. Woo!
And Positively America is back. Thank you very much for watching our show. Okay, let me ask this question. Is there anything more important than our children? Well, as a parent, I can personally say number one for me, and I'm sure you feel the same way. And we know that our loving children need care and attention to grow and to develop into adulthood. Now, one of the best gifts that we can give our kids is a good feeling of self-esteem. There's a lot to it. And my next guest has an impressive track record helping young people. He's a lifelong educator who was chancellor of the nation's largest school district in New York and president of Medgar Evers College. Now, this is a treat to welcome Rudy Crew to the show. Rudy, you've touched so many lives in a positive way, and that's why you're on our show. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ernie. It's good to be with you.
Good to be with you always. Rudy, come on, let's cheer our young people on. They're doing so many things these days, and things have changed for them. How do you compare? How do you characterize today's youth?
Well, it's an interesting question because the world has changed, as you know, and over time we expect that things are going to ultimately, in some cases, get more difficult. In other cases, they become important. More things become easily accessible. I think that access to the economy, access to jobs, access to the idea of getting a higher education, whether it be a technical program or a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. But things have changed such that many of those things are now a requirement for our young people. And in a positive way, they're seeing these options. They're looking at the world and they're saying, hey, I want a bite of this. I want to park my feet under the table of the world, and they're going after it. So I'm excited to see them do it.
So you're optimistic. You think young people today have a lot of things to look forward to, right?
I do. I think it's really interesting how in many cases, we focus too much on the negative. There are so many things that, but I think what you've done and what is being done around the positive nature of young people and their access and their energy and their positive ideas about how the world should be and how their communities should be. I couldn't think of anything that's a greater gift for America than to unleash that kind of power and allow students to actually have access to their own future.
Okay, now with your enormous background working with young people, you really have some great credits, and we talked about that at the very beginning of my introduction. Thinking about all of what you know, what can we do? If you have the power to change something, to help our young people, whether it's in government, whether it's in the home, in the schools, what do we do to make things better?
Great question, Ernie. One of the things that we can do is we can strengthen the idea and the ideal of the connection between schooling and knowledge and opportunity in the workplace. That connection needs to be made more clear. It should be made clear from children in early grades to the middle grades to high school to on and on. We just got to make sure that they see that there's a relevance to getting an education, to knowing gerunds and participles and math and science and so forth. The second thing I think we've got to do is we've got to leverage other people into the conversation, the business community, the health community, places where these students see exciting, new, bold, adventuresome work. They want to be a part of that. We got to get it to them much earlier.
I love what you're saying. I mean, this is so important. Young people listening to it. Do they have role models? Do they have heroes today? Where are they? Who are they?
Yeah, in many cases, it's the mentor that they have in school. In many cases, it's the career development program that they have available to them. Some students are actually able to participate in internships and actually seeing the kind of work that they want to do and the kind of clothes that they would wear in that line of work and in that industry. And those become the mentors of these young people. They become the role models. They become the ways by which people understand, here's the path I must walk to get to where that person is. Right. That's a really important part of their growth.
Very much so. I'm going to ask you this final question, okay? Tell me, Rudy, in your opinion, what's great about America?
Well, I having lived in this country only for all of my life and experienced my entire career here, I would say that there are three things that are really important about America. Number one, it's academic preparation in schools, high schools, middle schools, public education writ large. I understand the problems, but that aside, it's a great system. And two is the opportunity to actually be who you say you want to be.
Okay,
the notion that you actually... And number three is that there are people along the roadside to help you get there.
Oh, I love it. 1, 2, 3, and it works. Coming from you, it's wisdom, and I appreciate it. I hope a lot of people are watching. Rudy Crew, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Ernie.
When we come right back, Billy Floyd is asking America, what's something that you always look forward to? Great question. And for me, it's seeing how you answer. Okay, I'll be right back.
Welcome back to Positively America. I'm Billy Floyd. Today, we're asking America to fill in the blank. I always look forward to...
starting another day with my family.
And what's the best part about being with your family?
Seeing my boys laugh and smile and have fun and explore the world.
Going out, having fun.
Where'd you like to go out?
On a date, going out to eat, going for a drink.
Always a great time to be alive. How about you, my man?
I always look forward to seeing my sons.
Going outside.
What do you like to do outside?
I like taking walks.
Taking walks, very healthy. How about you, big fella?
I was about to say the same thing, honestly. My, 2-hour walks to work. Honestly, it's pretty refreshing.
2 hours? You're in great shape. Look at you. You're killing it, my friend.
Playing golf.
And what do you love about golf?
It's very, it's difficult.
Hanging out after work.
What do you like to do after work? What's fun for you?
Oh, I like to fish.
Going fishing, living the American dream. How about you, man?
I was going to say the same thing. I look forward to fishing every day. I just look forward to casting my line out in the middle, waiting for that bite, reeling them in, you know?
You guys know how to do it. I always look forward to connecting with new people right here on the street. We'll see you next time on the program. I'm Billy Floyd.
Thank you so much, Billy. We're loving the questions and loving the reaction. We're all having a great time with that. Thanks, Billy. All right, let me talk to you a minute about this. You've heard the expression, good things come to those who wait. There's a lot of truth to that. Patience is a virtue, and I'm sure that you have a story to share with me. Let's talk about patience for just a minute. I think it's essential to living every day and a key to being happy. Now, I realize that sometimes it's not easy. I mean, I've been there. I understand life. It takes a lot to just wait it out when we face some adversity and simple frustration. It's difficult. You have to have a lot of patience. You know, maybe it's dealing with a tough problem or just being stuck in traffic every day. I've been there. Experts tell us that patient people enjoy better mental health and they're generally happier. I think that's very true. Patience works for us. I once interviewed the very popular author Deepak Chopra, who said, if we tell ourselves not to rush, that we believe we have time, it starts to rest our mind and body. You see, patience can work for us. It can be comforting. It can be soothing. It can be relaxing if we let it work for us. Talk to yourself. Say, you know what? Chill out. Relax. Things are going to be okay. I want you to try that, okay? Because it really can make a better you and a better today and a better tomorrow. Thanks for joining us on Positively America.